What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today. And in this video, I have my full collection update for August of 2024 that contains over 300 1 to 400 and 1 to 200 scale diecast models for the likes of GeminiJets, NG models, Aero Classics, and so much more. My collection has grown quite a bit since I did my last full collection update. It's been a while, and I've been meaning to get around to doing this, but I've just been ordering so many models that by the time I would get around to doing one or think about it, I would already have like 5 new planes on order. But thankfully, I've got nothing on order now, so that gives me a good opportunity to do this full collection update. So we're going to go ahead and start off way up here at the top. My collection's kind of mumble-jumble, really. I always like to keep it on my shelf because that's just how it is, and take me quite a bit of time to set it up on a table and whatnot. But here we go. Starting off, we have this UPS 757-200 by Gemini, and a 763 also by Gemini, A300 by Aero Classics 2021 release. Right there in the back, we got a Caribbean 737 MAX 8 Gemini. There's a couple military aircraft here, a B-1 from Ellsworth by Dragon Wings, and a Royal Canadian Air Force CC-150 by Dragon Wings. Up here at the front, we've got some miscellaneous models. American 737-800 in the One World livery by Gemini. National 727-200 Sun King livery by Gemini. There is a Condor A321 there in the back, that is by Gemini. Piedmont 732 Pacemaker livery by Gemini. And then some over here. Very nice setup over here. We've got a Eastern Twin Otter. This is a 1 to 200 model by GeminiJets. And then a couple FedEx planes over here. 763, 752, and an A300. This one is a GeminiJet. This one's an NG model. And then we have an Aero Classics right over there. And then there's a Gemini General Aviation aircraft here. This is a Piper J3 Cub. Very nice little guy right here. And I've got various shapeways. There's like a Cessna 750 there, a Gulfstream, and then a bunch of others here in the back. And also some 3D printed fighter jets that came from Tarmac Designs. There's a F-117 Nighthawk, F-15 Eagle, F-22 Raptor back there. And also, this I originally thought was a B-2, but I was actually told that this is a B-21. So that is very cool. I think that's the first of its kind in 1 to 400 scale. And then moving down, we have my retro FSD fleet. I've already done a video on this, but I'll go through it here just for the sake of the collection. And there's also some other odds and ends and on the shelf as well that I'll take a look at. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. We've got a Western DC-6 and Lockheed L-188 Electra by Aero Classics. Braniff Electra Red Jelly Bean livery by Aero Classics. Try to get that into focus there. There we go. And we have a couple North Central aircraft. We've got a DC-9. This one's kind of out of line here. Try to fix that up. There we go. A couple DC-930s. The one on the left is a Net Models, and the other is an Aero Classics. Try to navigate around there. And we have a Seattle Model Aircraft DC-950. Republic DC-930 North Central Hybrid by Aero Classics. Ozark DC-930 Aero Classics. A couple Northwest Airlink aircraft. We have a Fokker F-27 and a Saab 340. The F-27 is an Aero Classic, and the Saab is a Gemini. United 727-200 Saab Battleship Gray, excuse me. This is a GeminiJet. Northwest DC-930 Bowling Shoe by GeminiJets. And then we'll move to some of the models on the stands back over here. TWA MD-83 with the American Hybrid by Dragon Wings. Reno Air MD-80 Gulf Coast Flyer livery by Dragon Wings. And then a American TWA Hybrid 717 by Dragon Wings. And then jump back down here. Don't want to do that. Got a Legion MD-80 with the Travel is Our Deal livery by GeminiJets. A Northwest DC-950 by Aero Classics. And then that is an A320 by Gemini. And then swing the camera around here. Sorry about that. Just got to do what we can here to keep this going. A319 by Aero Classics and a DC-950 by Aero Classics. And also right here, this is my 1 to 200 Delta CRJ 900 by GeminiJets. And then swinging around to row 2. Braniff Convair 240 by Aero Classics. Ozark DC-910 by Aero Classics, a Gen 1 model. North Central DC-930 Polished livery, Republic Hybrid as well, Aero Classics. Western 727-200 Flying W Swizzle Stick by GeminiJets. North Central DC-950 Republic Hybrid by Aero Classics, the newest North Central plane in terms of release date. United 727-100 Saul Bass by Aero Classics. Western 737-300 Polished Bud Light livery by GeminiJets. TWA DC-930 Twin Stripes, and also the final livery. Both of these are Aero Classics. Northwest 727-200 and Airbus A320 Bowling Shoe. Both of these are Gemini jets. And there's one more Shapeways right here. I've customized this with some United Express tailed stickers, or decals rather, whatever. I just printed it out on paper, slapped it on the tail. So that is a Shapeways model. And then on to row 3, we've got a couple Braniff aircraft, DC-3 right there in the back, and then a DC-6 up front. Both of these are Aero Classics from a 2-pack. Western Convair 240 Aero. Ozark Fairchild FH227 by Aero. Western 737-200 Indian head livery by SMA. And then a couple Herman planes right here. We've got a North Central Convair 580 in the back, and then a Republic one up at the front. Both of them are Gemini jets. Excuse me there. Delta 737-200 by Gemini Jets with the widget livery. United 732 Salbass by Aero Classics, and also the 300 counterpart by Gemini Jets. United Express BAE 146 by Gemini. United 737-300 Blue Tulip by Gemini Jets. And then several CRJ 200s are right over here. I've got a Delta Connection Comair Ron Allen livery, America West Express, and then also United Express Battleship Gray, and a Northwest Airlink. All of these are Gemini jets, of course. Then we have an American Eagle Embraer 145 in the old livery, and a TWA MD-80 twin stripes right over there in the back. So that's the second level here. And now we move on down to level 3, which contains a lot of miscellaneous retro aircraft, because obviously I am a big retro guy, and also other retired aircraft that just kind of don't really fit anywhere else. Alaska 727-100 Prospector Tail by Gemini Jets. American MD-80 Gemini. Braniff Electra. I'll try to go in order here and like the rows and stuff. It's not really rows or anything, but just on the back section here. This Braniff Electra in the Eldorado livery is from Gemini Jets. Continental MD-80 by Gemini Jets with the meatball livery. Delta 767-200. This is in the 767 tail livery from Farnborough 1982 by Aero Classics. Eastern 720 by Aero Classics with the Golden Falcon livery. DC 930 by Gemini with the polished hockey stick. Frontier Convair 580 Crescent livery by Gemini. And then Eastern A300 with the Air Shuttle Plus gray hockey stick by Aero Classics. Northwest 377 Stratocruiser by Boeing. This is from Aero Classics. There's a National Electra right there. That is from Gemini Jets. Federal Express DC 1030 by Dragon Wings. And then a United DC-3 by Gemini Jets, Clay Lacy Aviation. U.S. Airways A321, this is by Gemini Jets. And then swing on over here for the unofficial row 2. We got an Alaska 737-900 by Gemini Jets in the old livery, blended winglets. And then skip over here, American 757-200, first release by Gemini Jets. Delta DC-6 by Gemini Jets, missing a propeller. Delta 757-200 with the Delta Flat livery by NG Models. Eastern DC-3, polished Golden Falcon, whatever livery, not Golden Falcon, but just the very old livery from Aero Classics. 727-200 Whisperjet Hockey Stick by Gemini Jets. DC-860 by Gemini Jets. 757-200 with the polished hockey stick by Gemini Jets, 2021 release. The old release has 757 titles on the tail. Spirit A319 by Aero Classics with the digital grayscale livery. Skip over here, actually. We'll do this one next. So we've got this Pan Am 737-200 with the billboard titles by Gemini Jets. United 377 Stratocruiser by Dragon Wings. And then this is a very interesting model here. Cubana Antonov 26 by Gemini Jets. U.S. Airways 757-200 by Gemini Jets. And then we will fling back around here to row 3. Starting off here, America West 757-200 by Gemini Jets in the beige livery. American 707 by Gemini. And also DC-3 Flagship Detroit by Greenbox Aero Classics. And then Delta Connection ASA ATR 72 Gemini Jets. Eastern Electra with the Golden Falcon livery by Gemini Jets. And skipping over here, just trying to navigate through all this stuff here. Okay, here we go. Northwest 757-200 with the thermometer livery by Gemini, and also this Electra with the Northwest Orient livery. This is also by Gemini Jets. US Air BAE 146, also a Gemini Jet. And then the final row here, the front row, got this American Electra by Gemini Jets. 757-200 Jet Flagship Retro by NG Models. ATA 753 by GeminiJets. And then a little tiny Delta CRJ 200 by Gemini. These have been retired. Not really, actually. I think there's a couple that are still flying, but they're mostly out of service at this point. Delta MD-88, the 2018 release by GeminiJets. DHL DC-870 by Gemini. Egypt Air 707 by GeminiJets. Braniff 727-200 Flying Colors Blue by JetX. Eastern Electra with the hockey stick livery by GeminiJets. US Air MD-82 GeminiJets. America West A319 GeminiJets. UPS DC-870 in the old livery by Gemini. And then a pair of TWA aircraft here in the back, 757-200 and 717, both are GeminiJets. And that is a miscellaneous retro, so now we move into a more organized shelf here, which is mostly my legacy carriers, a couple JetBlues and Breeze aircraft in there as well. So we're going to start off with the back row. This is going to be more rapid fire. A319, first release for American Airlines by Gemini. A319 Sharklets, second release by Gemini. We have Reno Air, TWA, and AirCal in here as well. All those are Gemini. Then we have the Astrojet Retro, that is NG. 738 with the logo winglets by NG. Max 8 by GeminiJets, 2021 release. A321 Flagship Valor GeminiJets. Alaska 737-800 and also a One World 739. These are both NG. We have a JetBlue A320 iHeart New York by GeminiJets. A220-300 Gemini. A321 Prism Tail NG. And then two A321 Neos. We got the Balloons and the Streamer's Tail. Both of these are GeminiJets. And then back over to row 2 we go. We've got my three A320s. First release on the left, second on the middle, and third on the right. All are Gemini. A321 2018 release CFM engines, LUS. A321neo 2019 release, GeminiJets. A220-100 for Delta Airlines. This is by Gemini, the first release. 717-200. This is the 2018 release, excuse me. A220-300. This is the second release by GeminiJets. Delta SkyTeam 737-800 by NG. And then we have the blended 738 from Gemini, 2015 release. 738 with splits by NG. 739 2019 release by GeminiJets. 757-200 2018 release in Gemini. 753, this is the 2021 release by Gemini. And then my Breeze aircraft there in the back. A220-300 and Embraer 195, both are Gemini. And then up here in the front row, we've got the CRJ 200 and also the Air Wisconsin Retro. Both of these are Gemini. Embraer 145, all the regionals here are going to be GeminiJets, except one actually. We have the CRJ 700, SkyWest 2022 release. The 145 is a 2021 release. CRJ 900, 2021 release. Embraer 170 Retro. And then we have the 175 2021 release. CRJ 700, first release from 2016. Embraer 170, CRJ 900, 2021 release. Embraer 175 for Alaska. This is the Honoring Those Who Serve. The regular livery, a SkyWest one. Excuse me there. And we also have the Horizon Retro. And then we have United Express, CRJ 200, Continental Globe, and Evo Blue on the top. Both are, of course, Gemini. And then my only non-Gemini regional aircraft is this Embraer 170 for United Express by Herpa Wings. Embraer 175 Evo Blue and CRJ 550 Evo Blue. Both of these are GeminiJets. SkyWest CRJ 700, Mesa CRJ 900, United 737-800. We have the Continental Globe and Evo Blue here. Both of those, the NG aircraft is going to be the Continental Globe. The Evo Blue is a GeminiJet. And then continuing on here, move on down to some of my low-cost carriers and other airlines. Starting off in the back, we've got Frontier A320, Griswold the Bear by GeminiJets. A320neo Mia the Dolphin by Aero Classics. A321 Steve the Eagle by GeminiJets. There's an empty spot there. We have Southwest Colorado 1 customized with a hardtail Gemini. Missouri 1 by NG. Maryland 1 by NG. Arizona 1 by Panda Models. Florida 1 by GeminiJets. And then we have a United 757-200 by NG. And then also the Herart here, New York livery, excuse me. This is NG. Alaska Air Cargo 737-700 by Gemini. Then we have the 738 Honoring Those Who Serve by NG. Avelo 737-800 by GeminiJets. And then a couple JetBlue aircraft. We have the Plaid Tail A320 by Velocity Models. And then this high-rise A320 there in the back. That is a Gemini. And And then row 2, we've got more Southwest. We've got my Canyon Blue 700 by Gemini. Heart 700 by Panda Models, Waffle Collectibles exclusive. 737 MAX 8, the second release by Gemini. Canyon Blue and Desert Gold Retro, both of these are Gemini. We have Emua 1 from NG. United Airlines 737-700 Evo Blue by Panda. United Max 8 Evo by Gemini. We have the A320 Stars and Bars Retro by Gemini. 739 Evo Blue by NG. And then we have the Max 9 by GeminiJets, a very lovely model. United Max 9 Continental Globe by Gemini. Got this at Airliners 2022. Pair of Kalitta Charters aircraft, the 734 and 722. Both are Gemini. And then over here, we've got an Air Canada Express CRJ 900 and a custom Mesa CRJ 900 that I made well before Gemini released their own rendition right up there. Then I have a custom Delta CRJ 900 that I made like literally days before Gemini announced their own release. And then an Aer Lingus A321neo Gemini. Prime Air 737-800 by JC Wings. Southwest Freedom 1 by NG. 738 Heart Livery by NG, their first release. Sun Country 737-800 by NG. This exact plane now is wearing this livery right here, the Tide Pod. This is NG with the blended winglets. I also have the Panda release with the splits. Spirit A320neo, first release by Gemini. A321 by NG. Alaska Max 9 Orca by Gemini. Allegiant A320 with the Sharklets by Gemini. And I've got both of their A319s as well. The fence tips is at the bottom, and the Sharklets are up on the top. And this model is a little tail heavy there. Sorry about that. There we go. A319 Evo Blue for United by Gemini. WestJet 737-700 by Gemini. Also have their little Saab 340 right over there. ATR 72 by Gemini, 2021 release. Continental Retro 739 for United by NG. And Iceland Air 737 MAX 8 by Gemini. And move on down to the last shelf, and then we got some drawers to take a look at as well. So we'll look at that here right after this. Northwest 747-400 thermometer by JetX. TWA Lockheed TriStar by NG. Delta 763 Ron Allen by GeminiJets. Delta 763 with winglets, 2017 release, I believe, by Gemini. 777-200ER, 2015 release by Gemini. A350-900 first release by GeminiJets. A330-900neo second release from Gemini. National A330-200 by NG. Amerijet International 763 by Gemini. Turkish 7879 flaps down GeminiJets. American 747-100 by GeminiJets. And then these little guys over here are torpedo bombers, scale 350 actually. So just a little bigger than 400, but they look really good. And then right here we've got a Sun Country DC-10-15 by Gemini. United 747-400 Saul Bass livery by GeminiJets. This is the 2013 release. A British Airways 777-200 2015 release. United 747 SP Saul Bass by NG. Etihad Cargo 777 Freighter Interactive Series by GeminiJets. KLM A330-300 100th Anniversary Sticker by Phoenix. British Airways 787-10 by Gemini. Lufthansa 748 Retro by GeminiJets. And now we move on down to this section where we've got even more planes. So yeah, they just kind of taken over this shelf. Lufthansa Cargo 777 Old Livery by Gemini. Aer Lingus A330-300 New Livery 2019 released by Gemini. WestJet 763 GeminiJets. Eastern 763 Fingerprint Livery by GeminiJets. Delta A330-200 by Gemini 2014 release. And then we have this Northwest 747-400 World Plane Livery by GeminiJets. Down over here, we've got an Air China A350-900 by Phoenix. Delta 777-200 Delta Flaunt Livery by Dragon Wings. A330-300 by NG. Air Force One GeminiJets 2016 release. C5M Super Galaxy Travis GeminiJets. And a C-17 McCord by GeminiJets. Both these are Gemini Max, technically. Okay, so now we move to this first drawer here, and sorry about some of the models if they're a little out of place, because when these move around, of course, the models get jolted all over the place. We've got the Ron Allen 777 for Delta by Dragon Wings. FedEx MD-10-30 GeminiJets. Phoenix A330-800 Neo House Livery. And then a Royal Jordanian 787-8 by GeminiJets. Eastern 741 Pan Am Hybrid GeminiJets. World Airways MD-11ER by GeminiJets. That is an Evertz Air Cargo DC-6 Gemini, and then this U.S. Navy C-40A Clipper by GeminiJets. There you go. And did a little ding there. Try to make a reference there in the process. On to the second drawer now. We have a couple more. We have a Phoenix A300 house livery and FedEx 777 Freighter 2014 release by GeminiJets. MD-11 house livery by JC Wings. Qantas A380 by GeminiJets. This is like the 2013 release or something like that. It has some damage from my cat. Swiss A330-200 by Gemini 2. And an Antonov 124. This is like the 2014 release from GeminiJets. And then on to row 3 here, or the third drawer rather. I've got a couple more planes sitting in here. Most of these are like military and other miscellaneous odds and ends. KC-135 from RAF Mildenhall by Gemini. B-52 from, I believe this is the Barksdale one. Yes, this is. This is by GeminiJets. Air Force 2, 2009 release. Air Ceylon Hawker Siddeley Trident, GeminiJets. Panda Models, Janet 737-600. Lufthansa A330-300 by Gemini, 2019 release. That is a Royal Air Force C-130 Super Hercules by Gemini Max. And then down over here, my Alaska 737-900. This is by GeminiJets, no winglets. Volaris A321neo by Gemini. Blue Angel's new Fat Albert C-130. And a Hawaiian A321neo. Now we move on over to the next section, the last part on this shelf, and then I'll show you some cool things right after that I haven't shown on the channel. More models, 7 more on this shelf. So we got a Kalitta 747-400, flaps down Muscovy GeminiJets, KLM 777-300 Orange Pride 2020 release by Gemini, 2021 actually, early 2021. 2019 release United 777-200 Continental Globe, GeminiJets. Air France A340-300 GeminiJets. KLM 789 first release GeminiJets. Delta 744 2014, 2013-ish release by GeminiJets. And British Airways Landor 747-400 2013 release by GeminiJets. And that is the entire collection, at least on this shelf, because I do have a couple cool things I want to show. This is a new shelf that I got a few months ago, which I haven't shown here on the channel yet, but it has really cool LED lights on the inside. And it lights up the shelf pretty good. So got a bunch more models in here, and I'll go ahead and open up the doors. And these are magnetic, by the way. I will show that real quick. Just kind of demonstrate that. So you can see it slowly closes before it closes without making much noise. So it's a very nice shelf. I think this is from like Amazon or something. I don't remember, but it's a really nice shelf. So I'm really happy that I got this. Let's go ahead and continue with the full collection update. JetBlue A321 Mint livery, new livery by NG. Spirit A321 Neo by Gemini, and A320 Neo second release GeminiJets. Delta A320, A319 newest releases by Gemini. United A321 Neo by Gemini. Cayman Airways 737 MAX 8 by Gemini. Air Canada A220-300 Gemini. Icelandair MAX 9 Greentail by NG. And then a Hawaiian 717 2011 release by GeminiJets. TWA 747 SP by GeminiJets. UPS 747-400 Talent Show, the newest release, GeminiJets. Delta 764 Ron Allen livery by GeminiJets. Delta A330 Neo Team USA, GeminiJets. 763 Widget, Gemini 2. And NG Delta TriStar 1. This is with the bicentennial sticker up at the front. That is NG. And then we have this Delta 752 no winglets VIP registered aircraft by Gemini. Chapman Freeborn 777 Freighter, a corporate-only model by Gemini, released in like 2010. Lufthansa 789 by GeminiJets. American 777-200 by NG. Condor A330 Neo green livery by GeminiJets. National 747-400 white livery by JC Wings. And then a United 747-200 by Aeroclassics with the Solbass livery. Moving on down to shelf number 2 here, we've got more Geminis. Porter E2. We have a Cortline BAC 111 Series 500. Contour and JSX Embraer 145s. Delta Connection Embraer 175 with the enhanced winglets. Alaska Washington State Cougars livery Embraer 175. Republic Embraer 170. A Lufthansa Cityline Fokker 50 by JC Wings. That one is also tail heavy. Some of these planes love to do that. Silver ATR 42. American Dash 8 100. and Eastern Express Saab 340. So all those were Gemini unless noted otherwise. Emory Worldwide DC-870 by GeminiJets. Republic DC-950 by Aeroclassics. Delta 727-200 and a DC-930. 722 is a Gemini, DC-9 is an Aeroclassics. And a Delta 732 Delta Flaunt by Aeroclassics. Delta 757-200 by GeminiJets, 2024 release. World Atlantic and TWA MD-80, final livery, both of these are GeminiJets. Southwest 727-200 by GeminiJets. Delta MD-88 widget by Gemini, and MD-90 widget by Gemini. Everett Air Cargo MD-80. Northwest MD-82 Bowling Shoe by Dragon Wings. Reno Air MD-90 by Gemini, and Delta MD-88 by Gemini, Delta Font Livery. These two are my newest acquisitions as I make this video. Moving on down, we've got a Delta A321neo by Gemini, A321 second release by Gemini, Thank You A321 by NG. We have the Piedmont, PSA, and Allegheny retros. All these are Gemini. Copa Airlines 737 MAX 9 by Gemini, and a JetBlue A321 red fuchsia livery, balloons livery, and also the A320 Spotlight new livery. Both of these are NG. Delta 764 Vince Dooley sticker by Gemini. SkyTeam 764 Gemini. FedEx MD-11 by Gemini. And then British Airways A380 by Gemini, the 2022-2021 release, I think. Gemini 200 Western Electra with the Indian head livery. American 787-8 by Gemini. And that's the first release, by the way. And then lastly, this United TriStar 500 by GeminiJets. And that, my friends, is my entire collection. Over about 380 models or so, so we are looking really good with the collection so far. Very happy with where it's at. A lot of pieces have been added to the collection over the years, and still many more to add, so we look forward to adding them as we can. Still checking eBay for a lot of the old releases, and then hoping for some new releases to come out, especially with stuff like this, the Delta MD-88 Delta Flight here. The Ron Allen coming very soon from Gemini. I'm excited to get that. So, with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.